Hello and welcome back to the cronecast at the rising moon. My name is Elaine, and on this channel I do the Spirit Guide monthly live every last Friday of the month. I hope you're able to join me. But I also do this. I do timeless pick-a-card readings, and today's reading is what are my lucky signs and what are my lucky numbers and what do they mean? What are your lucky signs? What are your lucky numbers? What do they mean when you see them? Were they trying to help you heal? We'll be identifying that as well. Okay, let's get started. There are 4 piles in a pick-a-card presentation. There's going to be an insert in a moment so that you can concentrate and see which one really calls out to you. That is the message you're most meant to receive. Take a moment, concentrate, see which one is your pile, and I'll see you at the time of your reading. Welcome back. If you chose pile number 1, then this is your reading. Let's put your number over there. Anybody joining us in progress will be able to tell where they are. Hey, the In-Between Tarot is going to bring you some predictive cards. We've got some oracle cards to go over as well. Before I get started, please don't forget to subscribe. It helps my channel. If you like the reading, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. And if you want to book me for a private reading, there's a link to my website in the description box down below. Let's go. All right, we'll get some astro dice and numbers at the end as well to tell you what your lucky signs and numbers are. All right, the hummingbird deck is bringing us Heart Song. Your heart is opening and singing of sweet, unconditional love. Okay, apparently that's one of the things that the signs are trying to lead you towards, which is wonderful. We're going to keep going through. Here we go. This is the Into the Vortex. Everything is always working out for me. Remember, if something isn't coming to you in the time that you want it to, it just means that it needs something else to develop. There's a lesson you need to learn. Don't fight against the obstacles in your life. Figure out what the lesson is you're trying to learn. And here we have nothing ever goes wrong, because every piece of contrast, no matter how wrong it seems to be, is always helping you to clarify what it is you do want. And that is the thing that we want to remember most of all. The contrast, no matter how it looks in any moment, is contributing mightily to your expansion. The thing that you call things going wrong in your life experience are actually only the distance between the things that are so right and your current perspective about them. Now remember, this is not to say that if you're in a lot of pain, it's like, oh yeah, that's not an obstacle, that doesn't matter. A lot of the times we intensify our own difficulties because we repeat patterns as we have difficulty learning lessons. And oh my gosh, am I speaking from experience? So no judgment, just pointing out that if you're kind of like, hey, no, not every experience is good. Every experience brings us the potential for expansion because there's a lesson to be learned in it. Go with the flow. That is another card of not fighting your obstacles. This is interesting because unconditional love, all forms of happiness are trying to be brought to you, but currently you're probably experiencing some blockages and can't really figure out how to get past them. Perseverance is the energy surrounding this. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. Sometimes we are tested because we need to have more faith in ourselves. Sometimes we have obstacles because we haven't adequately learned a lesson yet. Frequently in healing journeys, we're always like, I'm healed, I'm healed, I'm healed, I'm healed. And then something will come along and it's like, I'm not as healed as I thought I was. And again, boy, am I ever speaking from experience. Here we go. Healing is a long process. You'll have setbacks occasionally. This appears to be this is about self-love, unconditional love, expanding your life purpose and your life kind of trajectory. Let's get going here. 1 and 2 and 3. We're going to take 8 cards. This is one of the cards for perpetual motion. This is the Hanged Man in reverse. Yay, that is coming out of a period of stasis. It's a cut. Okay. One fell out. Okay, I have the Wheel in reverse. Okay. Your perspective on loss needs to be changed. Every time you see a synchronicity, every time if you have a spirit animal, a lot of people love hummingbirds. I do as well. Butterflies are a big one, crows, hawks. Remember, if you keep seeing an animal, look it up as an animal totem. For instance, whenever you see a coyote, it's telling you to lighten up a little bit because coyotes laugh at life. I have the 9 of Wands, which is about boundaries. I think you had a hard time learning boundaries. 8 of Cups in the upright is a journey, usually towards spiritual fulfillment. Boy, this is the most beautiful 8 of Cups I think I've ever seen. And not a typical Not a typical depiction on it. Remember, before and after, I'm sorry, in between tarot is you're in between the energy of the Eight of Cups and the Nine of Cups with that. Ten of Swords in reverse. Oh, fun. This is a fascinating one. I normally associate this card with trauma processing and releasing. It looks like it has to do with past relationships. I have the Fool in the upright, which is that leap of faith, that trusting energy. This is a trust the process energy. I have the Page of Cups in reverse. It's inner child healing sometimes, looking within, seeing the emotional wounds that are holding us back in the present. And then I have the Judgment card in the upright. Judgment is about new karmic cycles beginning. It is also enlightenment. And then it comes out with the Six of Pentacles. Now that would be in the upright. It's going to be the Crossing card. So this is what it's trying to lead you towards, which is reciprocal relationships, a balanced state of being able to, remember, we think of like kind of instances in our life as being very isolated, and they're not. Everything is woven together in this great big tapestry. So you're having trouble, it looks like, going with the flow. You should have been receiving multiple messages about everything is okay, and it doesn't feel okay a lot of the time. So you have been wondering why there has been so much loss in your life. It was to help you learn new boundaries, to keep you going on a spiritual journey towards fulfillment and enlightenment, to help improve. I don't know if you can see this, but in the background there are two figures, and there hardly ever are. They are arguing over something. This is in reverse. You're releasing the difficulties of past traumatic relationships, potentially all the way back from like kind of childhood, that influenced your romantic relationships as you went forward in this world. The Fool is starting over again. That is traveling lightly and leaving the past behind. If it felt like things just kept increasing in pitch, it's partially because you are trying to be taught a lesson that was particularly difficult to learn. I think because you are a natural fighter. This is the Wounded Warrior card. It's also a card of good boundaries. So you've been learning all kinds of lessons, and I actually really dig this reading. Let's get a fortune reading card as well. At the very end, I'm going to be doing your lucky numbers and signs. So far, what I've got on this is a lot of, I don't know if we're going to, we have cups, we have more cups than we have anything else, but we're kind of competing with wands and cups here. So when you get a lot of cups in a reading that is about trying to heal your emotional difficulties, work on your sacral chakra. Do a sacral chakra release video. They have them all over. Jason Stevenson is one of my favorite channels, as is Meditative Mind. Let's get a fortune reading card, please. 1 and 2 and 3. All right, the stars. A long journey brings rewards. Try to enjoy the journey. That's another message from this particular reading. The Eight of Cups is about going on a journey. As you can see, she's kind of fishing, enjoying it. Look at the beautiful, beautiful colors in this. There is enlightenment in this journey. Currently, she's just kind of enjoying it as a leisure activity. I love that Eight of Cups. I've never seen one quite like that before. Let's go ahead. And a long journey brings rewards. Man, you're exhausted. A lot of the time, you just are like, there's no point to this. Nothing ever gets better. It is getting better incrementally, because with every lesson that you learn, every time that you are asked to kind of scrape yourself up off the floor, keep going with that perseverance card and going with the flow, everything is always working out for me. Setbacks are there not to, they can hold us in check when we're trying to rush a process, which I am like particularly guilty of. Here we go. I have thought vibrations, resonant choices, and signature signals. Music should be kind of communicating with you a great deal. Book titles, things that you hear on the radio. One of the ways that my guides really get my attention when I'm just like, because I'm a real fighter of a person, and so my relationship with my spirit guides is kind of like, I'm not going to say it's contentious, it's not, but like I'll be like, oh, screw you. And then, because I'm a very strong-willed person, and my guides are mainly made up of warriors at this particular time. Resonant choices and signature signals. And one of the ways that my guides communicate with me is by drawing my attention to songs. And just the other day, what happened was I saw a video of Julia Garner, who is on Ozark, dancing in the rain to It's Raining Again. And it was a little TikTok video. When I went and downloaded the song, because I hadn't heard it in years, There were about 15 different messages in there for me. And it was pretty funny because it just showed up on my For You page and then had a ton of guide messages. Try to look for the signs and understand that if you're getting signs at a time when things are not going in your direction, that doesn't mean you've been denied, but what it does mean is that they're trying to encourage you through a rough patch to help you persevere. Archangel Raguel, Justice, Harmony, and Solutions. And I'm going to take one more from this guy. Mindfulness, Peace, Presence of Mind, and Quiet Mind. The struggle that you feel within sometimes during your spiritual journey, while understandable, is one of the things that your surrender is like nigh on impossible for you. Let's go ahead. We're going to get some numbers going here. All right. I'm actually just going to roll all of these at once and hopefully they don't go shooting across the room. We're trying to get angel numbers for you, numbers to look out for. This can be dates, this can be times as well, and it can be synchronicities that you're seeing. So 1, 2, 3. All right, we have an 11. We have a 9, 7, and then I have a 4. So 4, 9, 7, and 11. 11 does not reduce, it's a master number, but this can be April, it can be the 444 that you're seeing. These are the synchronicities, this may have some resonance for you. These are considered your lucky numbers at this particular time. And let's go ahead and we'll get some signs involved here. All right, we're gonna get 3 signs as well. All right, sorry about that. We've got Virgo, we've got Gemini, ooh, double Virgo. Boy, that is telling you to look at the details of your life. Virgos are incredibly detail-oriented. So, interesting. I'll leave those guys out. If you're a Virgo, then this is speaking very directly to you. We do have a 9 here, which is one of the, that's the number on most of the tarot for Virgos. I actually like this quite a bit. I can't help but notice that this is a very, like, don't forget, 1111 is the easiest spirit guide number to identify. If you keep seeing that, it's a call to try and meditate, quiet your mind, powerful presence, quiet mind. Whenever you see any of these signs, remember our guides also talk to us through other people. That double Virgo thing says that you need to look at the details of the overall experience rather than focusing on what's going on in the moment. There are lessons within your life's journey with that 8 of Cups. And they're bringing you to a lovely balanced state within where your shadow side still exists, but you understand it and therefore you can harness it without it taking control of you. Let's get a couple of higher love cards because something about past relationships is here as well. Justice, Harmony, and Solutions. Peace has been a battle for you. It just has. Your heart is opening and singing of sweet, unconditional love. There's a violin there as well. Oh, wow, music. I think I was talking to you about how my guides actually communicate through me through songs. I don't listen to music in my life very often. It's an event. Like I do it while I'm doing something else. So it's very easy for them to communicate with me like that. Soulmate. Beginning and fresh start. This is the point. Family support. Old friends, good memories. Patience and progress. Have patience with this journey. Find the value in each day. Understand that even when you're feeling frustrated, there is something going on in the background always. There is a point, there is a purpose. And if you're saying, I'm being really, really hurt here, screw you, there's no purpose to that. Honest to goodness, I understand what you mean. I have been like agonizing pain has been visited upon me both emotionally and physically. And it can be hard to say to yourself over and over again, it will get better. This won't last for long. If I let it go, it will get better. And that's how I got through a lot of very painful things by I'd be sitting there sobbing sometimes, this won't last forever. And yeah, I'm laughing at it now because I got through it. Try to encourage yourself through difficult times. Suffering does end when we set our minds to allowing it to teach us the lessons that it's trying to. And why do we have to suffer to learn? We don't. But we're very resistant to lessons sometimes, and so they become pitched in kind of the the energy around them. They're like trying to get our attention, trying to get our attention. That's why understanding your lucky signs and numbers can be a very important thing. Now that double Virgo energy, let's talk about when the Virgo season is. It's from August 23rd to September 22nd. So that can also be a very auspicious time for you. Let's get going here. We're going to get a Starseed Oracle card. I'm sorry, this is Starseed Inspiration cards. 1 and 2 and 3. There's so many different oracle decks, and I own most of them. All right, Ascension. Your soul is evolving to a higher state of consciousness. You are ready for this. We're going to take one more. Courage. Live your life fearlessly with courage, strength, and determination. We will all have setbacks. We will all have stumbling blocks. It's just not a super easy journey, this path of life. We want an easy existence, but we learn the most about ourselves, our strengths, the things that we need to work on when we're challenged. And that's why challenges can come, but remember, it doesn't last forever. Particularly when you lean in on the, I'm going to find value in this day no matter what's going on. Even if you don't have everything you want, you can find something in your world to celebrate. It can be a beautiful day. You can be looking at trees and flowers and grass, or if you like, kind of skyscrapers or whatever it is that you're into that kind of lights you up and makes you remember there's magic in this world. Let's get a couple of wisdom oracle cards as well. 1 and 2 and 3. This is what they're trying to teach you about. Every time you see these signs, that's what it's trying to draw your attention to. Remember the numbers that we already covered. We have breathe. Oh, you have a hard time with the flow and acceptance. To be fair, all right, I understand, endorphin. Sometimes we have to be by ourselves until we live in a state of balance. That is one of the energies of to be fair. It's a balanced state. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see this, but she's holding scales. And there's an owl, which is about wisdom. Breathe, accept the fact that no matter what you think other people's lives are about, everybody lives their own experience. You are not being unkindly treated if you have stumbling blocks. Sincerely, and stumbling blocks, if you're like, no, lady, I've had catastrophic failures. We have them sometimes. We do. Learning the lessons from them, overcoming, teaches us the strength we have within, helps us to persevere, gives us courage, and helps us transcend this reality at the time it's time to go. Patience and progress, family support. That orphaned energy, we do all have to walk our path alone. We learn our lessons. We can help other people sometimes, but realistically, the real deal with this existence is that we're sent here to learn things and we are challenged. And the way that we rise up to those challenges can be a long journey brings rewards. Don't just look for the obstacles. Don't just look for the ways that and it can be so hard. When you're really going through it, looking at your life to be like, I wonder what wonderful thing could be contained in this set of circumstances. Sometimes it is simply the knowledge that you are strong beyond measure and that you are your greatest ally, and that as long as you have the problem solver that you need. Spring, okay, 2 fell out. Hot and cold, spring. Spring, of course, is a new season. Here's what I think happens sometimes is that you make this great progress. You're like, that's it, I'm done, let's go, bring it, bring it, bring it. And then you'll find out you're not quite as done as you think you are. Self-love is also coming out there. With crossroads. So we have multiple crossroads in our path. We can make our life more difficult, our journey more difficult, and our lessons more difficult, or we can make them easier. We come to crossroads when it's time to make a choice. Is this relationship really serving me? Is this the career I really want? Do I like myself as I am? Now remember, you do not need to be perfect to be fully worthy of. The divine sees you as being incredibly lovable. That is unconditional love that is being poured down upon you by the divine. But we are not perfect as we are. We're trying to improve ourselves and learn lessons when we're here. You are enough as you are. You always will be, but your path will be slightly better and slightly easier and bring things to you more swiftly if you lean in on where's my lesson, where's my lesson. Details, details, and then the Gemini card is about choices. So that is one of the things that this particular reading is bringing to you, is that the details about your expansive journey are contained within your path. Don't examine things for the difficulties that they are posing. Just know that there's a flow in life. Sometimes we really are asked to persevere. It is so that your heart can open and receive unconditional love, both from yourself, from the divine, and then from others as well. See yourself in everybody. They're bringing you to a balanced state. Look at your state of being, not for the ways in which it is letting you down, but for the ways in which it is trying to help you understand how strong and special and resilient you are. Keep healing. Always go towards love, even if you've been hurt. And that can be such a challenging thing to try and do. When you've had a lot of like, no, why would I ever want another relationship? They've just shredded me. You are different, and when you will have different outcomes as you expand, as you grow, as you become the best version of yourself that you can be within this lifetime. You are lovable. See yourself as lovable, but understand that in some ways we are our own parent throughout the course of our lives, loving ourselves very dearly, but always trying to encourage ourselves to do that a little bit better through validation, through affirmation, and through encouragement. Virgo, Virgo, Gemini. Details, details, choices. All right, group number 1, that was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget your lucky numbers. They're contained somewhere back in there. I did not keep the dice out. I apologize for that. I'll try to do it on the next pile. Try to remember, even our stumbling blocks in life are trying to bring us the path forward towards greater things. And if you've been in the crappy fields for a while, know that that fertilizes things for an abundant time. Take care. Be well. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Welcome back. If you chose pile number 2, this is your reading. Hey, before I get started, please don't forget to subscribe. It helps my channel. If you like the reading, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. If you want to book me for a private reading, there's a link to my website in the description box down below. Let's go. This is what are your lucky signs and numbers, and what are they trying to help you with? What are they trying to illustrate? We've got some astro dice. We've also got some regular dice. I'll be rolling those in the course of the reading for your lucky numbers and for the signs that you need to be aware of, what they represent and what they're trying to teach you. But let's get going here. This is the hummingbird. Wishing well. Your heart's desires are taking flight joyfully and magically. This is a manifestation energy. This is also a call to remember to kind of guard your thought process. The energy that we think about is the energy that we're living in. Now, when people say if you have negative thoughts, it will block your blessings, it won't. It just takes longer for them to get to you and you don't enjoy them as much when you're dwelling on the negative. Always try to take a balanced view of your life. When you get multiple synchronicities, one of the things this is telling you is it's a good manifesting energy. Remember, the law of manifestation is actually true, but we do need to heal our trauma in order to have lasting results. If we just do the thing where you kind of just pretend everything's good, don't allow yourself any negative thoughts, it's not the same thing as healing and kind of taking control of your darker side. We are meant to live in a state of balance. Understand your darker stuff. Don't try to pretend, wall it up in a basement, because it's still there. And it does seep out, and it does kind of, I want to say, poison the well a little bit. All right, here's the Into the Vortex card, which is make peace with my day will improve my future. My today will improve my future. Every effort that you make towards expansion, towards enlightenment, towards bringing more love into your life, towards viewing the world with a more loving eye, improves your world. Even if your bank account is not going ka-ching, 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 what your energy is doing is going wee whenever you kind of take the time to enumerate the blessings in your life. That's how you change your energy signature at any given time. Ground and then go through your basically whatever it is. You could have your purse with you. Find things in it that you just kind of delight in. If you want more delightful things to come to you, bring the energy of delight to you by looking at your world for that which is beautiful and that which is bringing you blessings, that which expands. It may sound odd, but the fastest way to get a new and improved situation is to make peace with your current situation. My gosh, that is true. By making lists of the most positive, oh my God, I did not read that when I was saying that. By making lists of the most positive aspects you can find about your current situation, you then release your resistance to the improvements that are waiting for you. But if you rail against the injustices of your current situation, you hold yourself in vibrational alignment with what you do not want, and you cannot then move in the direction of improvement. It defies law. Okay, you can, it's just more of a struggle. Because we do have fateful occurrences and blessings that try to come to us. Our soul is on a journey that is about learning things. It is important to understand the ways in which you've been injured so you can heal. Healing is what achieves this vibrational alignment. Because then you are joyful about your existence. You're well. When you're healthy, you're in alignment. And healing is part of that. I have let go and enjoy. Hey, listen, every single day, there is something that you can find a way to enjoy it. Even if it's just like, holy crap, this iced tea is so refreshing. Whatever it is that you can celebrate, you are then living in a joyful and kind of an expansive energy that will bring more and more blessings to you. Health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. Always prioritize your well-being wherever you can. Eat healthfully. Drink as much water as you can. I'm about to take a sip some. We live best in a state of balance. Get out there and walk around. If you don't like to exercise, that's fine, but make sure that you interact with the natural world as much as you can, if you can. Some people are confined to wheelchairs and all kinds of things. Okay. 2 cups fell out, and went into the upright. Okay, death, that's the Scorpio card. All right, already. We'll see how the Astro dice kind of go along with that. Scorpio came out. Death is rebirth, new beginnings. It's like your blessings about, it might be a relationship actually, are trying to come to you. You remember, the state of the world slowed things down for absolutely everybody. The pandemic and the lockdown energy and the blockage that was put in place for everybody to kind of have some time for introspection, to look within, to learn, to grow, to heal, did kind of put us all into a form of stasis, but it wasn't a punishment. Keep going. Learning resilience and perseverance is one of the ways that you can always choose the best energy signature available to us. We've got the Temperance card in reverse, which is the Sagittarius card in reverse. The signs that you are seeing are trying to tell you, remember, you can choose patience. If you find yourself being irritated, if you find yourself being agitated, if you find yourself being anxious, work on your root chakra. I was just telling group number 1, Jason Stevenson and Meditative Mind are my 2 favorite channels for that. I always tell people start with the free stuff. It usually works. Listen to root chakra or full alignment videos, sometimes as you go to sleep, or you can meditate to them. And when you find yourself being impatient with something, say, I'll be peaceful. I'll be peaceful. It's fine. Nobody's dying on the table here. It's okay if it takes a little more time. Usually, frustration is the most blocking energy that there is. So when this says that if you're not like all happy, positive, it blocks out things, it's not quite true. The frustration and the agitation with your state of being is the thing that blocks things. That's why things can still reach you, they just take longer. Winter, Prince of Swords. Communications. 10 of Swords in the upright. That is allowing spiritual enlightenment, releasing the past and beginning a new journey. You have a lot of air around you. We have the Prince of Swords here, the Princess of Swords there. King of Cups in reverse. Queen of Wands in reverse. You're trying to be, being asked to heal emotional frustration in order to remove that blocking resistance and that energy with the Magician. The Magician is one of my favorite cards. It is aligned with the planet Mercury. Mercurial means things change. And sometimes it's unpredictable. Listen, you have very, very, very good manifesting energy. Make sure that you are really leaning in on healthy diets and healthful habits as well. And again, don't forget that particular trick of enumerating things that are positive in your life to reset your energy signature. Particularly, you can just do those little 10-minute chakra alignments if you want. Let's go ahead and we're going to grab 3 of the astrological dice to get your signs. What are your lucky signs? And sometimes when these come out, I can also tell you what they're trying to tell you. Okay, we have Capricorn. Here we go. We have Pisces. Let me make sure I hold these up. Here we go. I'm so sorry. I just accidentally spun it as I was trying to bring it up. Here we go. It was Pisces, and then we had, I need to not pick these up as carelessly. We had Capricorn. There it is. Capricorn, and then we also have Aquarius. Pisces, Capricorn, and Aquarius. Very interesting energy on that. Alrighty. I'm having such a hard time finding that again. Apparently I'm not going to pick those up again because egads. All right, guys, just try to remember that this was a freaking there it is. Capricorn. All right, Capricorn, and then we had Aquarius. Please just try to remember it's an Aquarius. It did not go well trying to bring it up to the camera lens. All right, so what can this be telling you? Capricorn is about, it can be about earthly security. It can be about work and kind of a steadfast energy around achievement. It can also be about enjoying life. It's like you're kind of postponing the idea that I celebrate my life because you don't have what you want yet. Remember, the way to get what you want is to celebrate your life. And then, of course, the Pisces card is make sure you're in emotional flow with yourself. Don't turn off your emotions to try and get through things. Trauma survivors, this is a trauma card, often do. One of the easiest ways to get to them, the Aquarius energy is an analytical energy, is to write about them. You can also use voice memo. Half the role of therapy is hearing what we say to a therapist. And so a lot of the times we simply have our answers within. If you can't afford a therapist at this time or you haven't been able to find one that you enjoy, then the thing to remember is that if you start writing about your memories and go back and read them almost as if they're somebody else's, you'll see insights in there because our guides do communicate to us through our own thought process and through other people. Let's get your lucky numbers. I'm going to use all 4. Here we go. All right. All right, we have 8. We have 1, 8, 5, and 2. Now remember, this can represent months of the year. It can represent synchronicities that you're seeing. If you see 7852, don't forget to look up that angel number. All angel numbers, 1852, will have a definition online. Find the source that you most resonate with. Some of them are more focused on kind of a very religious terms around angel numbers. Remember, religion is a man-made structure built around the very real thing of faith, which is your connection to the divine. Religion seeks to use that power for its own ends. Have your relationship with the divine first. If I'm not telling anybody to reject your religion, just remember, the religion is something that was built around the faith, not the other way around. Here we go. Let's get a fortune telling card. What are these synchronicities and signs coming to you? Also remember, Capricorn season, Pisces season, and Aquarius season are all showing up as being strong seasons for you as well. I have fire. Reckless actions lead to conflict. Sometimes agitation will lead to trying to make things happen too quickly. That's that impatience energy. One of the things you're being asked to learn is patience. People can manifest. You have the Magician's card. Always have to learn patience. Why? Patience is the most powerful energy that you can have. Patience and peace go hand in hand. They are the cure to anxiety. Anxiety, frustration, and anger are the most blocking energies as well. They're very negative energies. They're dark energies, and they block out light and expansive energies. Then I have Earth. That's going to go along with your Capricorn. Utilize logic, reason, and common sense. I'm going to take one more on this. Air. Seek a union of mind and spirit. I would agree with that. Every time, do yourself a favor. This is not about second guessing yourself. Always listen to your intuition. But before you act hastily on something, examine where your emotions are. That's that Pisces energy. To make sure that you're acting from a place of it's the responding, not reacting. Make sure that you're not reacting. Make sure you're responding and taking the correct course of action to try and lead you towards better outcomes. Let's go. 1 and 2. What else do we have for group number 2 on this? You've had a difficult journey. Your emotional fulfillment has been at like an ebb, and there's not a lot of flow going with it yet. One of the things that you're being told is you will receive signs. Don't forget to look for them in nature. Don't forget to hear them in music. And they're trying to help you understand that be patient. Patience is power. Patience is power. All right, have balance, centered energy, and self-care. Your health card is over there as well. Archangel Zadkiel, self-acceptance, compassion, and forgiveness. Forgiveness of self and others is difficult to achieve, but it's helpful. And forgiveness has nothing to do with, hey, which terrible thing you did to me is okay, but rather saying that I know that I have needed to be forgiven for things in my lifetime, and I forgive those when I can. When you can't, give it over to the divine. That's what happened, because sometimes we've been so grievously injured, it's practically criminal. Sometimes it's literally criminal. Give it to the divine. Give it to the divine. Just ask for justice. Ask for the protection of those who would be harmed by the same individual. And that is the way you can forgive. Because forgiveness is releasing of negative energy. Your eternal spirit, higher self, sacred intuition. You are allowing your frustration to cause you to act impulsively sometimes. And all these cards are telling you is balance. That is that energy of, remember, I think I brought up chakra balancing and working on your root chakra, which is that earth energy, before you take an action, which is that fire energy. Examine what you are doing, that is that air energy, to make sure that you are addressing a problem rather than reacting from a place of fear or anger. Let's go, let's go. Let's get some higher level oracle cards, because you've got that Two of Cups. It is possible that you have been recovering from bad relationship dynamics. Remember, our spirit guides are never doing anything to us. They work with our choices, not the other way around. Sometimes we cling to things that are not good for us for too long, or we won't recognize red flags. And gosh, am I ever guilty of that one. Now that, as I've shared on my channel and other places, I was involved in a relationship in which I was being pretty badly emotionally abused for a very long time. And I kept explaining it away. Partially because I had too much compassion for my partner and not enough for myself, but also because I had been abused since the day I was born, and so his treatment of me actually kept registering as being the best treatment that I've ever received. And when we have to go through that, I would not let go of the relationship, even though things were literally telling me to. Literally, like I had a shaman find me and tell me to get divorced. And I didn't do it. I would not do it. He told me I would. I said, no, I won't. Remember those signs. When you are raging against, why did this happen to me? It's like, okay, why did this happen to me? The why is always because it's there to teach you something. That's the why. That's always the why. Find the lesson and you will release the energy. Find the lesson and learn it and you will release the energy. It is the repair it so you don't repeat it, which is a bit of a, I should really have that tattooed onto me somewhere. Crisis and disappointment. Spiritual and enlightenment, centered and balanced, soulmate, moving on and escape, soulmate. The thing that you are trying to heal is so that you can improve every relationship that you have. Get balanced, get centered. Do not overinvest in the difficulties of a moment. They pass. Just tell yourself everything is going to be okay, and you're halfway there to making it okay. Let's go ahead and get some infinity oracles as well. Capricorn energy, Pisces energy, Aquarius energy. When your security is threatened, your emotions take control, but your ability to analyze is going to be the thing that will get you through it. Whenever you start to feel that feeling, stop, breathe, ask yourself, what am I really reacting to here? 1852, 1852. Remember, those can come in any combination, 1582, etc., etc. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3. What have we got from the Infinity Oracle? Signs and synchronicities. What are they telling us? Oh, Lord God, patience. Inner strength. Stuck. Twin flame. New love. All right. You may have had a twin flame connection that did not work out, or it may be yet to work out. It's going to be different for everybody. But the thing you're being asked to learn is patience, because that is inner strength. You're stuck in a holding pattern until you do. You may have had a twin flame situation that's been trying to shine a light onto that. Love should not make you anxious and frightened. That is one of the things to examine a situation for. Why am I feeling this way? Remember, a secure attachment style is a healthy attachment style, and that's the energy that you're trying to inhabit to have good and kind of thriving and healthy energies and relationships as well. Do we want to finish out with anything here? I think you're going to be a group that I'm going to get. Here we go. Let's get some advice from some angel decks here. 1 and 2 and 3. Remember to look for these signs. And you've got a call to, whenever you feel your emotions overwhelming you, to stop, to choose to respond and not to react. When you feel that emotion building, understand I should kind of take control with your logical mind over your emotional mind and be like, I should not be acting from this place. I'm going to go calm my butt down no matter what it takes, and I'm not going to do anything until such time as I understand why I'm choosing this course of reaction. Child, this is inner child healing. You care deeply about children and they readily respond to your love. All children, including your own inner child, require love, affection, and attention. We can clear and open your heart and schedule so that you can give more time and energy to the children who need you. You're still healing inner trauma from your childhood. Shower of abundance is what follows after that. To heal your financial situations, first give us your worries concerning money. We will, I think that's supposed to say guide you, in order to show you how to create and accept abundance. As we work together, your financial situation will heal as fast as you'll allow. This is a reprint of a deck that was pulled from the market, kind of obviously. It has a couple of typos. It's still a very, very good deck. All right, let's get these guys over here. I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and take a couple fortune cookie cards to see if we have anything else for you. Anything else for pile number 2. Remember, your lucky astrological signs are Capricorn, Pisces, and Aquarius, and then 1852, however that combination comes into play. We have sunshine. Please get out there into the world more than you do sometimes. Like, sitting alone and brooding is not going to actually teach you anything. Get out there, enjoy life, have a good experience, let yourself have an enriching and an expansive experience. Let's go one more time. All right. Okay. Reflection. Friendships in your life may come to an end. Others could blossom and become stronger. Reflection can also be a twin flame card as well. And then future. Assert yourself. In order to truly know your own power, your own strength, you do need to learn patience and self-control. Emotional regulation is one of the last things that come. A lot of people who watch me have complex post-traumatic stress disorder because they were abused badly as children. Not everyone. If that's not describing you, you're like, hey, how dare you? My parents were awesome. I'm not trying to insult your parents. It's kind of something like energy attracts like energy. I had to overcome a great deal of trauma and heal a great deal of trauma. So a lot of people who are attracted to me are trauma survivors. Heal those wounds. Talk to yourself appropriately. Part of the reason that your self-talk can be so punishing is nobody talked to you appropriately growing up. That's usually where that formative damage comes in. Do your shadow work. That is the side of our personality that was formed in trauma. Learning about ourselves gives us power over the world around us. Let go and enjoy your life, even if you don't have what you want. Maintain your health. Always prioritize taking good care of you. And then again, making peace with today will improve my future. Remember, what is patience? Patience is peace. All right, group number 2, that was your reading. I hope you found it helpful and enlightening, and take care and be well. Welcome back. If you chose pile number 3, then this is your reading. Let's put that number over there. Remember, timestamps are in the description box down below, but I'd like to put those over there so that if somebody's joining us in progress, they know where we are. Hey, listen, we're going to be getting some astrological dice and some regular dice for your angel numbers, for your lucky signs as well. It's trying to help you identify what those synchronicities are trying to help you learn. Remember, we get help along our journey, and the universe tries to speak to us through signs and through synchronicities. Hey, before I get started, please don't forget to subscribe. It helps my channel. If you like the reading, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. And if you want to book me for a private reading, there's a link to my website in the description box down below. Hey, let's go. Crystal Tarot is bringing you a predictive spread. We're going to get going with some energy cards here. The Oracle cards are saying, your broken wings are mending. Relax and know that you are receiving a miraculous gift of healing. Bouquets of blessings. Group number 3, yay. These signs, synchronicities, your lucky signs and numbers are trying to come to you as synchronicities, catching your attention to help open your energetic signature for more blessings. The Into the Vortex deck is bringing you, I can find harmony by feeling for improved thoughts. We choose our emotional direction. We choose how we view our day, how our world, our relationships. If you focus on what is lacking, then your energy signature, you're just not very happy. Now, does it really block your blessings? Gosh, not really, but it's kind of a blocking energy that makes things take more time. That which is meant for you can't be kept from you, but you can delay it with your energetic signature. If we were contemplating an action that caused negative emotions, we would not proceed with the action until we had resolved the negative emotion. We would make sure that we had come into alignment with Source before proceeding. By feeling for the improved thought in time, and usually in short time, you will feel the harmony of your Source, and you will know the appropriateness of your behavior. We would not look for the long lists of right and wrong, but instead we would feel for the emotion of alignment with Source. Always choose to do that which you believe is right, and it makes things so much easier. And even if it causes temporary difficulties, it returns to you. Is there really right and wrong? Well, there's dark and light, there's hurtful and there's loving. And so always choose loving and kindness, and it will return to you. But we do get to choose how we feel about our lives, because what we focus on is the energy that we're living in. I have tune out distractions. Try to meditate, try to make lists of things that you like in your life if you're having a big struggle with that as well. Friendship, you may be kind of resisting connection. That happens a lot. My number 3s have a tendency to be trauma survivors. All my clients tend to be trauma survivors because like energy attracts like energy, and I got the crap kicked out of me. So you may have as well. When you have had those experiences, it can be difficult to let people in. Friendship, I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. Not everyone is meant to stay in our life, by the way. Every now and then we will have experiences where, hey, we've met somebody and it's time to kind of learn what we can from them and release them. Sometimes people come and go. Sometimes they come back. Don't get overly attached to the idea of permanence in relationships. Glean from the relationships and the friendships in your life what you can, and when people depart on their own journeys, sometimes we all have our own work to do. Sometimes people will remain as well. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. Well, that was catastrophic. Let's pick that back up. Sometimes we are there to teach them lessons. Sometimes they are there to teach us lessons. This is a great big university, but that's not all it is. And we're not just here to learn to manipulate energy. I know that's what Dolores Cannon said, but we all have different life's purposes and life's lessons to learn. That's one of them. That's an initiate level for magic. And that does not mean that people who are advanced beyond that are better. It's just we're all at different stages and we're all equal. So it's not about that. But there is more to life than learning to manipulate energy. Life is about learning to be the best form of energy that we can. Going towards light source, or some people will choose dark source, but they can't ascend when they do. We go 1 and 2 and 3. So it means that they keep reincarnating. When people talk about doing dark magic, when people talk about like revenge, when people talk about trying to break up other people and everything, it's like, hey, you can make that choice. But it does mean that you need to stick around longer to learn a different lesson about not interfering with other people's free will. Okay, Queen of Pentacles in the upright. 7 of Pentacles in reverse. King of Cups in the upright. It's water sign energy. Earth sign energy, Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. Hermit, Virgo energy. 4 Cups in the upright. We're going to talk about what these cards mean in a minute. The Moon in the upright, which is the Pisces card, but it's also confusion. King of Wands in the upright. What's going on here? Tune out distractions, friendships. The Hanged Man. It's a stasis energy. Then I've got the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. Boy, the only way you know how to enjoy your life sometimes is to really, really focus on trying to do things. Like you view life as a bit of a task sometimes. Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles is one of my favorite energies because the Queen of Pentacles can do it all. Gender again is meaningless in tarot. We all contain masculine and feminine energies. Yes, I will be saying that until the end of time, thanks to that commenter who told me to stop. The easiest way to get me to do something is to tell me to stop doing it, by the way, FYI. Queen of Pentacles in the upright is somebody who has a very balanced existence in their earthly house and in their spiritual house. The Seven of Pentacles in reverse is trusting a process and not trying to push so hard against it. King of Cups is allowing that kind of camaraderie, that love, because the King of Pentacles has a great emotional balance. He's an emotional grown-up, again, gender being meaningless. The Hermit, withdrawing into self too much. To protect your energy, sometimes you fall, like you really just withdraw far too much. It does have to do with underlying issues. You have very good intuition, and you've been wondering where some manifestations are. The Eight of Pentacles in reverse is like they're just asking you to learn to enjoy your life. I can find harmony by feeling for improved thoughts. Your broken wings are mending. Relax. Relax and know that you are receiving a miraculous gift of healing. Relax. These are two cards that I associate with relaxing, with not straining so much. You don't have a lot of trust in the flow. Like you really think that you're in charge of paddling something when it's like, no, something is carrying you forward, and it's not just your extreme amounts of effort. Let's go ahead and we're going to get a couple of fortune cards, and then I'm going to roll the dice and find out what the three predominant signs you should be looking for, what they might be trying to tell you when you do encounter those energies. They will also indicate the seasons that may be very auspicious for you, and then we'll get some angel numbers as well. 1 and 2 and 3. Okay. The Raven. Darkness looms on the horizon. I would agree with that. We've got a bit of a financial crash coming up. That's very, 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 very obvious. You are being asked to focus on all that is good and beautiful and to be celebrated now. Let's go one more time. Okay. The Black Cat. Your luck will soon change. All right. Well, I like that because the Hanged Man, the Eight of Pentacles, darkness looms on the horizon, but you have been healing your light, and you will be equal to that task. Let's go ahead and get your signs. Okay. I tried to pick these up for the other group and kept losing the signs, so I'm not going to be. There we go. 1. All right. We have Aries. Boy, that is a powerful energy. That's the Emperor's energy. We have Sagittarius. We have Aquarius as well. So 2 fire signs and an air sign. Before you take action, make sure that you're considering why you're taking that action. And also ask yourself whether or not it is actually, how much are you fighting against the signs and the messages that you've been receiving? Because I think you've been receiving this message over and over again. Go with the flow, go with the flow, go with the flow, relax, everything is being taken care of. And your trust with the divine is in the toilet, basically. Why? You want to control when things happen more than you should. This is a lack of, you need to release control of things. You're not safe when you're controlling things. You're fearful. When you're trying to control everything, you're acting from a place of fear. That's what all these actions and stop and think about it energies are about. Let's get your angel numbers. All right. We have 12. Awesome. 11. I believe that is a 6. Yes, it is. And then 12. So 12, 12, 11, and 6. Interesting. You can reduce that. This is a master number. This is the energy of energetic balance within. The 11 cards, of course, are about kind of spirit guide messages as well. This can also be lucky numbers. Don't forget to look up the angel numbers in this combination. It can be 12, 12. It can be 12, 12, 11. It can be 12, 11, 6 as well. Go to your own source for that. They have different philosophies at the base of them, so it's always best to find your own. All right, let's go ahead and get some other cards here as well. Aries is watching your temper too. Sagittarius. The only thing about the Sagittarius energy there is please remember that if you're self-isolating for protection, the friendship card, got it. Because the Sagittarius cards can be kind of about learning good discernment around other people. If you've been trusting in the past and you accidentally trusted the wrong person, that does not mean that you're foolish. It means they were corrupt. As you heal and you go stronger, you will be able to protect yourself. You don't need to remain in this hermit energy. You don't need to remain in this hermit energy to be safe. You keep you safe. And the universe is trying to help you. You're almost entirely healed though. Journey guide, travel, change in location. Your luck will soon change. Confusion, past, known, unknown, future, perhaps, maybe many choices and uncertainty. Crossroads energy. You may be at a crossroads in your life with personal guide, guardian angel, spirit, and family. Please don't forget we all do have guides. We can, if they can't communicate with us because like we're resistant to the idea of contemplation, of meditation, of some of the other practices that can really help us, man, can they ever get inventive. They really genuinely can. I was telling another group a story about how like a song came and like basically almost beat down my door because it was a very significant song to me. I guess I'll tell this story because I saw a TikTok with Julia Garner, who is from the show Ozark, dancing in the rain to It's Raining Again. And I hadn't heard that song in many years. And I went and I downloaded it and added it to my music collection and realized that a lot of the lyrics had very particular meaning to me. I went out to her little TikTok, and when I found the video, she was dancing to I'm Singing in the Rain in that video. And to this moment, I'm like, whoa, what happened? Did somebody else? And it wasn't somebody else doing it because it was her official TikTok account. I'm still very confused by that, but I just took it as a sign. And that's how they can communicate with you. When you are really not getting the message, they will practically grab a bullhorn and do it. Release anything that keeps you from your path of authenticity. Your need to control things is indication of an injury, not of power. And you might, with this Aries energy and this Sagittarius energy, think that everything is up to you. That power is action. Power can be in inaction as well. We have observation, expand your consciousness by observing the divine matrix of life. Everything is connected. Nothing stands alone. If things have not been going well in your life for a little bit, that does not predict the trends coming up in your life. What it does tell you is that you're being asked to trust that all seasons change and new things can come to you. You might be in that solitary like energy. The hermit is soul searching as well. Listen, not everybody gets along super, like I'm a very strange person. I don't mean like creepy strange. I just mean like my idea of fun is sitting around and analyzing things. I like magic. I like tarot. I love science as well. I'm a very, very diverse person. I don't make friends very easily because it's hard for me to find anybody to talk to anything about. And if that's why you're not having a lot of friendships, that's fine. But allow yourself to have people enter your life. But if you're not having friendships, you're not having connection, if you're trying to like kind of enjoy your life as a solitary being, make sure it's not from a fearful place. You don't need to be afraid of other people. Financial loss and good luck. Wow. It's like the crash that is looming and is kind of already here is going to change things for the better for you. Your luck will soon change. I'm not getting the sense that you feel super duper lucky right now. Financial loss and good luck. Like the crypto market, I think crashed last week. We get taught lessons about materialism as well. That is a lesson that all of these recessions are always trying to teach us. We focus on money to a positively sick degree. Like we think that it is a measure of a person's worth. We think it's a measure of whether or not we have a good world. We think. Money, particularly when it is just a number in a bank accumulating, it's meaningless. We've attached so much meaning to something that when the crap really comes down, money doesn't do much of anything. And if we didn't really find that out in the pandemic, then you could have a slightly better experience during a lockdown if you have enough money, but it didn't solve the problem. We overinvest in the idea of money bringing safety. End of a learning phase. You have to learn to let things come to you as they are meant to. And when I say you have to do anything, you don't ever have to do anything. It'll just make the path a little bit easier. Here we go. Let's get some other cards here. 1 and 2 and 3. Financial loss with good luck. Ma'am, something's changing for you around that. Achievement and good fortune. All right, we're going to take one more. You. Major ending, new beginning, success and perseverance. Remember, If you think that your path in life is only carved or paved by extreme amounts of effort and work, 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 and go, 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 and that is not true. And the universe is trying to underline that message for you over and over again. You do not think of it this way, but you do not trust. That is the release the need to control things is really about, you don't trust the divine. I was telling somebody when we were talking about the fact that kind of like, I just haven't, like, I get a lot of guys who ask me out, but like I've not chosen to date in kind of a while because I've been focusing on other things. And what I was telling my friend was that like, hey, if I can't trust the divine, how in the world am I ever going to trust some guy? And it's true. Think of it that way. If you cannot trust the divine, how are you ever going to trust those around you? The divine has your back. Even if it feels like, no, the divine's been like drop kicking me for years. We make our lessons harder by resisting them, and that's all that happens. Honest to goodness, nothing out there ever wants to hurt us. Burnout, take care with your health. That is pushing too hard. Love life, travel, perseverance. All right, declutter was going to be the next one. I kind of don't agree with it, so I'm going to kind of keep going there. Burnout, love life, travel, and perseverance. Keep going towards your destiny, your journey, but don't push and think that all it is about financial success or achievement. Yes, money is necessary in this not particularly healthy world that we have built, but it is not the end all be all. And I live and have lived on multiple occasions in my life in incredibly affluent areas of the world. People are not happier just because they're richer. If anything, they're kind of miserable. They genuinely are, because money is not happiness. Money is keeping a wolf from door. Being able to buy yourself something pretty when you want to distract yourself. But it's a Band-Aid when you actually need a full level of healing. Please don't resent your financial circumstances if they've been a little bit deprived. That apparently is changing in your life. And you're being asked to not push so hard on things. Remember your lucky signs and numbers. The Aries energy is, remember, the Emperor card is about wisdom. It's the Wisdom of Solomon card. Every action should be considered. This is the Hunter's energy with the Sagittarius, and then the Aquarius energy is always about analysis and thought, and sometimes divorcing yourself from emotion so that you can understand yourself and that going on around you. Please enjoy your life. Honest to goodness, we have no guarantees. If you spend all of your life worrying about 5 years from now because, hey, I'm the healthiest person in the world, I could probably never have anything happen to me. Listen, this is not about threatening your existence, but please remember, you actually don't know whether or not you'll actually be here in 5 years, or whether the world will be here in 5 years. Spoiler, it will be. But you don't know that. You don't know it one way or the other. Enjoy the day that you have. Enjoy the life that is available to you in the here and the now. Tune out distractions. Remember everything that's happening. You've been given a gift of healing. Please allow yourself to connect with people just that little bit more. I can find harmony by feeling for improved thoughts. Friends help with that. And friends are based in shared interests, by the way. They really genuinely are. Relationships are meant to be reciprocal. Sometimes we have people enter our lives that we are meant to release because they are not trying to have a balanced relationship with us. They're a lesson in a human form. So some friends will come in and out of our lives pretty quickly, and we take the lesson and try to apply it to our lives so that we don't repeat it. And that's why we can have temporary relationships or friendships that are kind of not great to help us improve our ability to discern, to see, to have good judgment. All right, group number 3, that was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care. Be well. Welcome back. If you chose pile number 4, then this is your reading. We're putting number 4 over there if anybody joins us in progress. That way they know what reading we're on. We've got some astro dice. We've also got some numbers. We're going to be rolling them later for what are your lucky signs and numbers. What are they trying to tell you? Hey, before I get started, please don't forget to subscribe. It helps my channel. If you like the reading, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. If you want to book me for a private reading, there's a link to my website in the description box down below. Let's go. All right, I have Powerful Warrior from the Hummingbird deck. Do not feel small. You are stronger, braver, and more valued than you know. It's time to tap into your true source of power. Hey, you ever hear that the meek will inherit the earth? If you have been kind and good and compassionate throughout your life, there is like a shift in our energy when those who have tried to do the right thing in this world will gain more and more power. We also have from Into the Vortex, the universal law of attraction is managing my expansion. The law of attraction is the universal manager of all vibration, which expands to everything that exists through the universe. And so at the same time that the law of attraction is responding to the vibrational content of your physical thoughts, it is also responding to the vibrational content of your inner being. Hey, this is why healing is so important, because analysis is not the same thing as emotion. And that is why only managing I only think in positive terms, I only allow myself to view the positive. That is awesome, that is wonderful, and it is an energy that you should try to go towards. But if you have trauma within, then you need to heal it in order to resolve and to release that energy. Because again, vibrational content of your inner being. You can't ignore away trauma. You need to heal it. And do we all have trauma? Well, to an extent. To an extent we do. Some more so than others. Reflect on your truth. Okay? Reflect on your truth. Find what you really value in this life. Surrender. I can release my need to control. Last pile was all about releasing the need to control. Controlling something is fearful. It is not trusting yourself or others. Also, we don't control much. We can manage things, we can respond to things, we can bring the energy and the circumstances to us that we want, but we don't truly control much of anything other than our connection to the flow and to the divine. That's what we have control over. We don't control other people, we shouldn't try to. If you are struggling with that, find what you need to heal. Find what you need to heal. Do your shadow work, which is about the part of your personality that was formed in trauma, in order to release it, to live in a higher vibrational energy, to bring more and more positive things to you. And I still have to do a timeline and how we switch them video, and I will get around to that very soon. All right, we have the Knight of Cups in reverse. This is the tarot at the end of the rainbow. I haven't used it a bunch, but like as I walked over to my giant piles of decks, it just kind of was like, put me in, coach. So I was like, okay, here we go. And then I have the Knight of Wands in the upright. 2 knights back to back. Progress is coming to your life. With the 7 of Wands in reverse, that is a surrender card. This is literally, this card means this, surrender. Surrender your need to control what is going on. Enjoy the life that you have. Enjoy the experiences coming to you. Every person that you meet, like they can bring you something that is expansive and interesting and will improve your experience. Even like if it's a negative relationship, it can improve your relationship to self and your understanding of others. Okay, who the heck are you? Okay, it is the Devil card in reverse. It says healing from codependency energy. It is also releasing things that are not good for you. It is also living in this kind of peaceful state. It's a healed energy. With the Lovers in the upright, that's the card for Gemini. So beautiful. This deck is beautiful. I should really use it more often. That can be a soulmate energy. It can be having good choices. With the Hierophant energy in the upright, which is the Taurus card. Now that can be about traditionalism. It's the card for faith as well. It used to be called the Pope. It can be a card of mentorship, of teaching others as well. With the Wheel of Fortune in the upright, see, I think everything is on the cusp of changing in the greater world as well. And the whole, something's coming that I think might give you a fearful reaction if you cannot examine the idea of, I release control to the universe, I do my best, I live in flow, I tap into my guides. They have information for me. Do not feel small. You are stronger, braver, and more valued than you know. It is time to tap into your true source of power. You are your true source of power. You do not need to control things other than regulating your emotions, because if you have control of your inner world, you control your outer world. And that comes with the 9 of Pentacles in the upright, which is receiving and bounty and kind of privilege as well. It's also a card of being single sometimes. With the 8 of Cups in reverse, a return to self after a difficult period. Interesting energies here. Already we have Taurus, we have Gemini. If you have a Taurus or a Gemini in your life, apparently there's kind of a very strong energy around the fanciful nature of a Gemini and the grounded nature of a Taurus can form great partnerships. Here we go. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Here we go with the Capricorn card again. Ooh, look at you. This is the Leo card. Okay. And then I have the Aquarius. Every single group has got an Aquarius in that exact same, it's creepy. It's creepy. We're all being asked to tap in because the spirit of air, the advanced spirit of communication, is the Archangel Gabriel in the belief system I was raised in, and it is the guardian of air. The representation of it is Aquarius, and it keeps falling in exactly that position. Let's get your lucky numbers too. 10, 3, 4, and 12. So you can look these up in any combination. 12, 3, you can add everything together and reduce it. We don't have any master numbers here. If you add everything together, that's 3, 6, 10. Actually, that adds up to 2. So it's about partnerships. Please look up numerological significance around these numbers. And remember, if you're seeing those in repeating patterns like 12, 12, 10, 10, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, that is about the universe trying to communicate with you. And every number has a different meaning. For instance, the 1s are about new beginnings, 2s are options, choices, 3s are about community, collaboration, creativity, 4, stability, etc., etc. You can look up what a number means, and the universe is always trying to talk to us, always trying to talk to us. Capricorn, Leo, Aquarius. Capricorns are about this earthly security. It's also, this is the Capricorn card in reverse. It could be telling you that you have healed from codependency because that gift of healing. Now, why is codependency like such a big thing? Our world teaches us to be codependent. It doesn't teach us about our own personal power, particularly if you identify as a woman. You have not been told you are enough by yourself. You've been told, hey, you're nobody until somebody loves you. You are everybody, whether or not you have a partner. You are connected to the divine and you are perfect. You are made exactly as you are meant to be. You are always trying to improve. We all are. You're worthy of love as you are, but you will continue to ascend and transcend the difficulties and the obstacles of this particular life and existence if you keep going towards higher and higher vibrations, which again is not about ignoring negativity, but rather examining why you feel it so that you can heal the wound that is causing it. All right. Ascended masters, devoted spirits with specific intentions. Phase entanglement, emotional influence, emotional desert, inactivity and isolation with surrender, freedom from time constraints. If you have been in a period of stasis and things have not been happening for you, it was to teach you the freedom that comes with surrender. You've gotten cards about surrender every single stinking time. If you're struggling with it, why don't you trust that something cares about you? If it's because you're like, hey, you don't know what my life is contained. You're right, I don't, but I know what mine has. And it has been very, 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 very challenging, but it's not because I'm afflicted, it's because I am uniquely stubborn. I don't like to learn things, and so the lessons practically have to be landmines that I'm stepping on before I'll pay any attention to them. Because I'm very much a shoulder to the wheel, nose to the grindstone type of person. I make things harder on myself sometimes. I just do. And I recognize the part I play in the difficulties I face sometimes. And change takes longer than we want it to. And something negative, something that's like, oh God, this terrible catastrophe. How could you possibly visit this upon me? You don't care about me at all. Can be the exact same thing that leads to the biggest blessings in your life. And I'll use an example from my own life. Many years ago, I had a car accident that broke almost all of my left hand. And I shattered, or actually I pulverized, which is gross, but I pulverized my right heel and I ended up in a wheelchair for 4 months as opposite side kind of healed. It was not a punishment. Seek wisdom and guidance from elders. That is that mentoring card. I'm going to pick up these others because they fell all over the place. And the point in that being is that That sounds terrible, and it was insanely painful. Like for 15 years afterwards, every step I took hurt. But it also gave me a great appreciation for freedom of movement. It also turned me towards strength training. It also taught me how resilient I really can be, and that I'm an incredibly healthy person because I only had those breaks in my extremities and no secondary ones. And in many, many ways, I was incredibly fortunate given the set of circumstances that were presented to me. And that's how, like, even something that seems like a calamity can actually have a great big blessing inside of it. Look at your life to find the ways in which you have been blessed, not the ways in which you have been cursed. Because there are ways that you've been blessed, even if you don't have what you want. If you love the smell of your shampoo, whoa, what a delightful thing. That's a form of blessing. If you have a beautiful bed to sleep in, or at least a comfortable one, that's a form of blessing. Our lives are meant to be balanced, and we are meant to look at them for the things that they contain so we can appreciate what's in our lives. You are safe from harm with the shield. I'm not going to take this one. It's the Medusa card. It doesn't fit anything here. I have nothing about an enemy here. Seek wisdom and guidance from elders. Never be afraid to learn new things. Never be afraid to be a mentor to others as well. Make sure your relationships are reciprocal, but sometimes we do have to give support to others. One of the tests that you can receive when you're healing from codependency is if you're somebody who always gives good advice or has a tendency to take on the responsibility of helping others, make sure that that's not all the relationship contains, where you do and do and nothing is ever returned to you. And make sure that you understand the part that you're playing in that. Sincerely, if it feels like no one's ever there for me, it's like, well, how much do you share with other people? How much do you, we have to ask for support. Very few things just show up at our door. We have to go towards them, and we have to be open to them. With surrender, though, again, you're not thinking of it this way, but reflect on your truth. Reflect on your truth. Please, this is going to be a hard one. The shield, you are safe from harm. Even if bad things have happened to you, you can still be a very protected person. And use the example of, like Leah said, it was considered a catastrophic injury and it hurt for a very, 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 very long time. But it was still a blessing, and I was still protected. And how do I know I was protected? Well, my face didn't go through a windshield. I can still walk. I was able to recover from an injury that they told me I wouldn't be able to. You can still be blessed. Nobody gets a life free of calamity or difficulty. But we can have a lot of assistance in how we overcome it, including good friendships, including good relationships with self and others, and the divine. Inner strength. Sometimes we are being taught our inner strength stuck. Twin flame again. New love. Apology. Well, I have nothing about relationships here. I really just don't. Inner strength, stuck, twin flame, new love, and apology. Here's what I've got. You think that you are a survivor because you're resilient and you try really, 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 really hard. It's great that you try so hard and you are strong and you are resilient, but you're not in this alone, even when you think that you are sometimes. Your guides and these, because this is about earthly security, this is about actions taken, and this is about kind of thoughtful analysis and tapping in. Because the spirit of air is our main, all spirits of air. This is the main spirit of air, it's the guardian of air. All spirits of air can help us tap into our guides, into our collective. Don't just live in the 3D, even when there are difficulties. Sometimes when, it seems a little chaotic in the world outside, you can start neglecting things like meditative practices to try and bring more into your life, to bring more spirituality. Please, if you feel like things haven't been happening, it's because you still think you're the person in charge of making things happen. Vision. Trust in your ability to create the vision in your soul. Abundance. When your heart's intention is to serve humanity, doors of abundance naturally open. I'm always saying your intent will protect you. And am I a person who believes in good and evil? Yes, I am. And I do believe that we are here and we have an obligation to try and do that which is good. And what is good? Good is loving, kindness, and compassion. It's not as complicated as we make it out to be. It's really not. Having good intent is what allows you to live in that abundant energy. Please trust that you're not just in this by yourself, though. You have a hard time with that sometimes because you're like, no, there is something, but if I don't nigh on kill myself to get it done, nothing's going to be happening. Everything will happen, regardless of whether or not you're like killing yourself. And there is something actually about twin flames. This is a lover's card, traditional relationships, things turning in your favor. A lot of wealth is coming to you. Wishful thinking. Now that can be living in a fantasy world, but it can also be a manifesting energy. Let's keep going here. 1, remember, envision a beautiful life in which all that you desire comes to you. Please don't just, if it's already your partner, that's cool. But if you're not with somebody, please don't focus your visions on one person. Just kind of like, the love of your life is in the bedroom. What does the rest of the house look like? Because we sometimes really get focused on something that is there as a learning experience. And that twin flame energy is, we meet somebody who's made from the same energy as us, and it kind of shines a light on the things that we need to heal with that Devil card in reverse, which is a card of healing trauma and difficulty. Take a stand, learning and training, self-sufficient, soulmate, special knowledge and skills. With this mentor's card and this special knowledge and skills, take a stand, learning and training, self-sufficient, you may be one of those people who, if you have learned how to be independent, because the only cure for codependency is independence. Only cure for codependence is independence. If you have learned how to do that, speak your truth, talk to people kindly and compassionately, and never look down on anybody at a different phase. We are all equal. And see yourself in that struggle. Don't look down on it. Don't be like, oh God. Just instead, and whenever I say don't, you can do whatever you want. You have free will. The reason I will say don't or you have to is that these are the messages that come through about how to make things easier, how to pave the path in a way that will carry you forward more easily. All right, let's go ahead and close this out with some fortune cards. Let's go. 1. What else do we have for group number 4? I'm going to go over this one more time. Reflect on your truth. Your faith is not in the divine, is not actually attached to the idea of getting what you want. Remember, if you keep getting angry at the divine or your spirit guides, you wouldn't get angry at something you don't know is there. But please don't think that your spirit guides are causing things. They work with our choices and they try to give us information so that based on the circumstances we're in, we can start taking, it's like, take a right up there and then a left and then to the right again. That's what they're trying to do, is to guide us through like a really serpentine path to arrive at our best destinations. But they're never like, hey, we threw this person in your path to kick your butt. We threw this person in your path because it was a lesson that you needed to learn. And your higher self is usually the one asking for your lessons. Usually it always is. Sunshine, second time we got that. Opportunities, that's the summer. Positive work outcomes. Perseverance, everybody got that as well. And personal riches, that's a personal riches card as well. Surrender to the flow. Allow yourself to heal fully. Allow yourself to forgive yourself for whatever past mistakes that you've made. They're not mistakes, they're opportunities to learn. Please remember that. All right, group number 4, that was your reading. Twin flame apology, new love. I'm not sure what's going on there, and since this is not a twin flame reading, I'm not really going to be pursuing that. I do have twin flame readings up. I will be doing more in the future, but like the point of this is surrender. Stop trying to control everything. If everything, it wasn't time. Let go of urgency. If something has not joined you yet, say that you really want, that you've been trying to manifest, that you're like, I'm working my tail off trying to make this happen, and it hasn't, I'm pushing. Surrender. Stop pushing so hard. If something is not happening right now, it means it's not time. And if there is a part of you that says, no, it's supposed to be time, it means you have not surrendered. And why is surrender is not the same thing as releasing your free will. You will always have free will. The choices you make in every course of every single day will be yours. Surrender is trusting yourself and trusting the divine. The universal law of attraction is managing my expansion. You're healing your inner world so that your exterior world can take a better shape and a better form. If it's taking more time than you want, remember that's not a punishment, it's a gift. It's a gift. Half of what we look at as punishment is actually a gift. Are we ever being punished? No. Even like karma that is difficult is just about learning lessons that like we're given pitched opportunities to learn lessons because we need to. And if you do wrong within this world, and do I believe in right and wrong, as I covered in another pile? Yes, I do. And one is loving energy and one is not loving energy. And it's really just that simple. Don't support others who have injured other people intentionally. Do that which is right. It clears your energy so much more quickly. It makes self-love so much easier. Surrender to divine will, though. If something isn't happening, it's because divine timing has not come into play yet. And it is because you're being healed. You're being healed so that you can have everything. All right, group number 4, don't forget your lucky signs and numbers. Take care, be well, go forth and be healed.